Hey guys, what's going on? It's Frost here coming at you today in another Escape from Tarkov video. And today I wanted to go ahead and address the elephant in the room, the cheater situation in Tarkov. Is it being exaggerated? Is it going, are people just complaining to complain? Or is there actually a bigger cheater problem than, we've had before? So I just want to go ahead and try to answer that question here for you today. And also looking what the community is saying as well, and kind of just, combine our thoughts and our, just what we've experienced together and see if we can come down to a conclusion of, how the cheating situation is. So, starting off here, I have a post by Dense Scientist. Basically, they posted that their friend was scabbing. They saw this on streets, 5 dead PMCs all looted right next to each other, which is weird. Anybody have any thoughts? Is this potentially a bug? So as you guys can see here, there are just 5 PMCs here laying completely naked, no loot on them. And basically, guys, I just want to mention I have seen this before in my raids. I've seen this on Factory. I've seen this on Lighthouse. So basically, if there are these PMCs and they are in a spawn point, a PMC spawn. So as you know, if you can't tell, this is Streets of Tarkov, the near the collapsed crane inside that construction building, and this is a PMC spawn. You can spawn right here in the middle of the building. So if you ever see bodies like this in a PMC spawn, if you know, completely naked, like for instance, you also hear like explosions off the beginning of a map spawning or something like that. It could be these players who they are cheater accounts, and they're trying to lower their KDs and their survival rates so that, whenever they do use their cheats, someone will see their stats, they'll look at their KD and their survival rate and be like, hey, this guy has like a 40% survival rate and a 3 KD, so, maybe he's not sus. He's probably not doing anything weird, right? So that is a strategy that these accounts use. So basically scrolling down here, Sparkly Tarky, that's a little bit of a tongue twister. They had a little more insight as well on another reason that these accounts do this. So basically, just to sum up here, a 5 stack of basically those naked Timmy guys who were up there, they'll load into a raid, and then a sixth account, man, words are hard today, right? A 6th account will Q snipe into that 5 stack, and then they can use them to get the more difficult quests in the game done for Kappa a lot easier and a lot faster, so that they can then sell that account that has Kappa on it. It's like, oh, this account has Kappa super early, and then they can sell the account for a high price to somebody who will buy it. And if you buy those accounts, shame on you. But anyway, so as he mentions here, so yeah, again, that can be the quests for Shooter Born in Heaven, and then Tarkov shooters, all of those more niche, difficult quests that aren't very easy to get, just willy-nilly, right? So that is a strategy that they can do as well, besides just lowering their stats. So that is a strategy that they do besides just lowering their survival rate and KD. They can also do this to farm another account and get them, Kappa or something crazy to RMT that account. Then guys, just wanted to bring this topic up too from Old Art. Basically, just showing, getting a bunch of cheater reports in the messenger, that they've been caught, and then you get compensated like 30k rubles or whatever crap amount it is, right? That's not even worth it. That's just one heal cost from therapists after dying in a raid, right? So basically it's just, people, this guy's shouting them out, you're not encountering cheaters, you're just bad crowd, right? So I'm sure those people are popping up a lot that just say that, like we can't identify cheaters, right? And then we have significant tax here saying the amount of bullshit legit PvPers put up with is mind-blowing. If BSG is about to release EFT, but cheating in PvP is at an all-time high, what's the point? That is a very, very good point. And then we have Edge here saying they've had a grand total of 17 reports come back for a payout. That is a lot. That is a lot. And I'm glad they're getting banned, so that's good too, because I feel like I've definitely reported, I don't even know, 10 for sure, 10 to 20 accounts that are pretty confirmed. You know, some of them maybe not 100%, but a lot of them are pretty confirmed. And yeah, I've only gotten like 2 or 3 reports so far this wipe. Apparently, the US West servers are very horrendous right now, and this user is playing on Colombian servers to try to avoid that problem. So I guess the users over in Asia, you know, China or something, they're using VPNs and stuff, and you know, they're playing on those US West servers and just causing a bunch of headache. So yeah, maybe if you are on US West, you probably want to avoid it. So then I have this post here. Basically, this is just kind of reposting a tweet that BSG posted where there were 3,600 bans issued in the past 21 days. So that kind of leads to kind of what I mentioned in a prior video, and here MikeWow87 is also pointing it out. 1,200 cheats per week is crazy for a game that has a player base of this size. These are also just the cheaters who are caught. Many more are not. That is very true. So it kind of makes you wonder, is this number even double? Is it more than doubled? I mean, who really knows, right? But I think it is important to call out here that, you know, there could be cheaters who aren't doing the most blatant things. They're not flying through the map. They're not doing loot vacuums. They're not doing anything like that. They're just using stuff like radar, see through walls, and things like that, where, you know, they're still using their normal aim, but they just know how to path correctly to either avoid players, or if they set themselves up, like they know that you're in a certain building or something, and they roll up, and then they know the exact room you're at, and they start like weirdly strafing that room, even though you haven't made a peep because maybe you're like checking your inventory or something, right? And they, like, I've had this on Lighthouse where I was in a room, not a popular room with no loot in it. Some guy came up across the hallway from me, and I didn't make a single peep, not a single peep. I didn't spin, no spinning, no crouching, no standing, no reloading, nothing. And he was just across the hall, and he was just like immediately strafing the hallway towards my room and like running and sprinting past the doorway to try to get me to peek and, like, you know, look out at him. And I was just like, you know, dude, like, come on, man. And he didn't have aimbot, you know, he didn't headshot me instantly. The chow seemed legit, but just him knowing I was there and like basically full preparing for someone to be in a room that you wouldn't have heard anything, and it's not a common room, like no one goes in this room in the Lighthouse. So it's just, you know, it's pretty obvious, right? It's pretty obvious, and it's a little too sketch to just write off, right? So that's important to note. And then we have here, apparently this guy's friend invited him to a Discord server where multiple people were cheating. So this will further reinforce my point that I just mentioned. He watched one of them play a game, and it blew my mind how they try to hide it and act like a normal player. So, I mean, that just goes to show you again, maybe if they are aimbotting, they're aiming at your arm or your chest or your stomach or something. It doesn't always have to be a headshot aimbot if they choose to do that. And then again, just the radar, they know where you're at, and they can either, if they want to engage with players or if they want to avoid players, they can do that no problem at all. And you honestly almost couldn't even tell that. So guys, to kind of end the video here on a little bit more of a funny note, I did find this post while searching for just some cheater threads to kind of see, you know, what's kind of new and if anything kind of popped up. I found this here. So basically, to quickly run through this, this player got a weekly task here to complete the scav checkpoint co-op on ground zero 13 times, and apparently they said it's in PvP. Who knows? Maybe because they didn't show, maybe it is PvE. But anyway, right now you cannot scav on ground zero this wipe for whatever reason, and apparently they also mentioned that you cannot even transit to ground zero as a scav. So you would have to cheese the AI to extract with you 13 times on ground zero to complete this weekly, which is just ridiculous. And who knows if that's worth it? But look at these rewards, guys. You get two mules, 2 O scopes, 2 LED-X's, 2 SJ6s. I mean, that's just wow. That is very very enticing. I don't know if I would try this weekly. Let me know if you guys would try it. You could probably very well almost spend the entire week doing this, because you have to survive players and then also get lucky and lure an AI scav, because there's not much cover where you can kind of cheese them to do the co-op extract. So I don't know, man. Would you guys keep this? Would you re-roll it or just ignore it? Let me know. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if I would do it, man. It's really enticing, but ooh, that would just be almost a full week of just terrible gameplay right there, and probably not fun at all. Yeah, guys, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Just wanted to kind of address the cheating situation and really just kind of review the sentiment around it, kind of see if it's really been, more exaggerated than what it is. I think the lower player counts for this point in a wipe is contributing to how it feels like there are more cheaters, just because there's not as many normal players to circulate in those queues and in those raids. So you are encountering either just basically really sweaty people, or people that know what they're doing and they can actually survive and progress, or like RMTers, cheaters, radar people, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of making the problem worse. And then also I will say, like, how the Battlefield 6 beta weekend is going on, I'm sure that's attracting a lot of people, and just the hype and buzz around all that. So I'm sure that's going to pull even more players away. So hopefully, guys, we have to hope for this Shoreline event that's supposed to be coming this month. Hopefully sometime soon, maybe this week or next week. Hopefully it will be a banger and it attracts a lot of people back into the game. And then the raids will just overall feel better, because there'll be more normal players to circulate into your raids instead of just, what we just mentioned, right? So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to slap a like on it and comment and subscribe. And until next time, take care, guys.